Hello, everyone. This is Deb. I am here with my very first episode of hashtag Flowers and Critters 2026 collaboration. It is hosted by Jamie, who is Poetspice, and we are posting at 10 a.m. Eastern every second Wednesday of the month. So this is 2026 January, so it is the 14th, which when this goes up, so it'll be the second Wednesday. And basically, the theme is use flowers and critters. Now, Jamie so graciously gave us examples of critters like fox, dog or wolf, cat, lion, tiger, bees, dragonfly, squirrel, deer, butterflies, owl, otters, mice, rabbits, snail, worm. I have so many of these and probably a few other ones that I've pulled out or know where they are in my stash. And but this month I have had this paper pad sitting on the floor next to my desk since I bought it in, I think, 2025, along with like five other ones. It was a special edition from Michael's Craftsmith, right? So I pulled out, has 48 sheets, they're single-sided. It's kind of summery, but it's blues and flowers too. And I pulled out some um the first four sheets you'll see here are all flowers. I'm going to just quickly show you what I'm using, and then I'm going to come back with a finished project. So those four. And then I have this one mostly because of the Find Joy in the Journey with a flower. Chase Dreams, Not Perfection with a flower. Good Vibes Only with a flower. So I might cut that off and use those sentiments in this. I'll show you what I'm going to do. Just a plain blue. I don't know if I can pick these up right. And then this one, because it's going to be a small journal, I thought this would be perfect. And even I could use that and cut the C stuff off, but I think just this one on that page. And then here, I actually thought I could use all three of these. And this could be for my critter, which intending this month on being butterflies. These wall art stickers. I'm pretty sure I got it Dollar Tree, and they are blue. And I've had them sitting on the floor with this paper pad. So that's my intent, is to use them. Now I did pull in some other stuff. I also have these strips out of the paper. There's a flower here and some gold foiled flowers up there. And also Creativity Thrives on Courage. And then again, the sky, because, butterflies. So I doubt I'll be able to use all this because I'll show you what I'm going to use. I like this one too, that was a background. So let me put the paper off the table and the butterflies. Um, so originally I was going to do like an envelope flip book or some kind of little journal with just using the paper, but I found this old Stampin' Up! Little grid paper book, and it's just grid paper. So I'm probably gonna cover the top and bottom of this and do some die cuts. I pulled out, okay, let me just show you. I pulled out these to use because they look sort of flowery, and I was thinking I could do a couple layers of those with one of those butterfly stickers and then some of the pattern paper on top and bottom. Plus I need pockets in there. So, and I have some tissue box things I'm going to use for bookmarks, and this scrap was there, and I think it'll go with it. And then I have this empty pack of Stampin' Dimensionals, which I'm going to cover and create a pocket and probably corner around. I also have white butterflies and white flowers to go with it, and a couple embossing folders that are flowery, and a cut and embossing folder that has dies that go with it to cut out the butterfly, and maybe some little pockets. I'm not sure about that one yet, and I'm not sure about these yet, but I'm pretty sure the other things. And then I have some Hobby Lobby sticker pads and ephemera packs that are flowers and butterflies. I don't know if I'll use those in this project or not yet either. So anyway, let me get started and I will come back and show you my finished project. See you soon. Hello everyone, I'm back and here's the cover that I did. This is some of the paper, this is some gold washi. This covered up, this was a die. It was I showed you them. I'm not going to go through all of this now because I'm supposed to keep this with like 10 minutes long and we were already at 6. It was these We Are Memory Keepers. So you can look in the beginning and if you have questions on anything, let me know. This was a cut apart and yeah, so I just did that. I left the border as it is. I debated putting something over here, but I decided not to. This is a small journal and this is a half journal. I only got halfway through. This was already here, so I left it there. These were those Dollar Tree wall stickers and this was a cut apart and I just did a little tuck, which I don't have anything in yet. This ribbon was out of an old retired Stampin' Up! Kit called Boho Indigo, which I found, and the ribbon was still in there, and it was blues. The only problem with that kit is it's not blue and white, it's blue and cream. And this was another pack of stickers I had. It was already open, so I'm using that up. This was a cut apart. This was one of the papers. And this is cloth washi that I think I showed in the beginning, which was Recollections from. I used these two out of this 3-pack throughout here. So next page, this is the other cloth washi. This was a cut apart, and I just did a little flip. I might stencil or stamp on some of these where it's pretty blank, but I don't want to put too much in here because I want it to be like a writing journal. And these are little gold flowers to go with the gold that we're stamping up. More of those want stickers. I made a belly band out of 2 of the cut apart. Actually, it might be a piece of the paper, and this was a cut apart. And I have that's 6 inches out of 12. I have the other 6-inch one to do in the second half of the journal. This was a cut apart I just tucked in here, and this was a piece of leftover paper, and I used this punch I don't know what this was called, scallop tag topper punch. I think it's long gone. And this ribbon, which is Azure Afternoon, and I think I don't know if that's retired now or not. Anyway, and then one of those paper flowers. I found this other sticker pack too, which had bumped up stickers and it had some things I used. So I used Create and a flower. I just needed something on that page. And this was a piece of ephemera I think somebody gifted me. These were out of a Hobby Lobby sticker book. These I found in my stash from Dollar Tree. They had them in gold and silver, and I just put gold on. This was a cut apart just to be able to get a hold of it better and pull it out. Plus, it's a flower. These I stamped, and that stamp set was... Is that it? No. Oh, here. It's one I was going to sell, but it's called Basket of Blooms, and it has not that flower. These two and this one. And then these 2 leaves. And then I also put in some Hobby Lobby little butterflies. And that paper that I stamped it on was one that had words going across just the bottom. And this part said good vibes only with a little flower. So I left that on there. So I thought that was cute. And this is 2 of the cut aparts and then some of those stickers. That's all I did on there. Happy times, good vibes. This is a piece of paper, and I has some old, like a writing tablet. It came out of my mom's house, I think. I don't even know if they make that kind of tablet anymore. Anyway, I took out, I think, 3 sheets, cut it down to this size, whatever this size is, and I stapled them together. And then I put that fabric washi at the top, and then this ideas and this flower here came out of the same pack that these were in, and I don't remember who they were from. Sorry. Oh wait, I think they're Little Birdie. I don't have the backing on it right now, sorry. I think it was a little birdie, and I probably got it at Tuesday morning. Two of the white butterflies, Dollar Tree, and this was a cut apart that I just rounded the corners on. This was another piece, I think, of the same paper as this. Yep. Okay, so what I did here is I had these little brushes, and I took these, oh shoot, I just dumped them all. These were from Stampin' Up, and this is the one I used, and I put it on the right side of it and held it down, and I just brushed it with, I think, boho blue ink. And I went around the edges of it and then through the little openings in here, and that's what gave me that image. And then here I use this little small bloom punch, retired, looks like that. I think that went with that basket and blooms. Anyway, I punched it out of some of the indigo, boho indigo, one of the papers, and um, the paper that I used previously somewhere, I think. I don't know. It was, oh, was that on the cover? No, maybe I used it later because I think I came back and did this one. This is that same sheet of paper though, that had the stuff at the bottom, good vibes only. This one says, chase dreams, not perfection with a flower. Anyway, I layered those flowers, glued them together, put them down, and just put some jemmies in. And this is a tissue box, when you open the tissue box and it goes down like this. So instead of putting ribbon there, I put two circle punches, 1.5-inch circles. And then this is out of that same pack. And this actually is snowflakes. Don't tell anybody. I had this piece of textured paper left, and this was out of the paper pack I was using primarily for this, and I just made a bookmark or tag or whatever. I can put white paper or any kind of, maybe a light blue paper on the back of that, and can use it for writing on. And you can tuck, there's enough room in there you could tuck goodies. This is that one I stenciled through here, and then it was already the blue, and then I took some petunia pop, I think, and just highlighted it with a little purple. Then over here, this was one of the papers in the paper pack, and I used catching butterflies, just the butterflies, and that's it. And I did them in, I don't remember, I think Night of Navy and petunia pop, possibly. This is the cloth washi, and then this is lace trim I had in my stash from Tuesday morning, 2016. And it has flowers on it. I don't know if you can tell, but there's little, I think they're flowers anyway. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And then somebody had gifted me, or I won it, this purple trim. Actually, I won a whole bunch of different colors, and I just cut it down. It comes real wide like this, and I just cut 2 layers off to that size and used that. And I also stamped out of that stamp set Celebrate Every Beautiful Thing. Here I just manually cut this piece of paper I had left, and I stuck this in. I don't really like this one. It's creativity is contagious, but it's like repeated in an odd format. But I needed something to go in there, so I just stuck that in. You can write on that. This is washi tape from the Dollar Tree. I don't know if they sell this kind anymore, but I might have to glue that down. And then I actually got it short a little bit over in this corner, so I stuck a flower on there, which is okay with me. And this, I need to play around with some more, but this is just the dies. It's this. And when I first cut this blue out of one of the papers in the paper pack, um, I cut it with this around it, and I got a real thin layer, of blue plus this blue. And that's not really what I wanted. So then I was looking for papers, and actually this I had this scrap of glitter paper and it just kind of fell out at me. Unfortunately, I already used the green and blue up here, but I kind of wanted blue and purple, but I got purple and pink. So I put it behind the blue, glued it together, and then I used it as a tuck spot for this cut apart and just put that in there. I have to play with this because this is that embossing folder. You can emboss your paper and then die cut it out, I guess, with the outer die. I don't know. I have to figure that out. Anyway, hadn't used it before this. So that's that. So, the theme is flowers and critters, and my critters this time are butterflies. This was a scrap of dark paper, as was this, and I just rounded the edges to have a little place to write. This was from a piece of paper I didn't use a whole lot of in here, but I used some of it somewhere. Anyway, I had this long strip and I just bent it over. And then I have this gingham ribbon, which I think is also Dollar Tree. Yes. Floral garden gingham ribbon. It's Dollar Tree. Really pretty color of blue, and it went with this. So I did that. This is another one of the tissue things with the sky paper. I can't figure out what I want to do on this yet. So I'll have to figure that out later. And this is the second ribbon out of the Boho Indigo kit. And then I actually just put two of the butterflies down up there and one down here. Oh, this is the Stampin' Up! Dimensional pack. It already comes folded like that. So I just put the paper on all the way, opened it up, put the paper on all the way, tacked it down, put paper on here. This was out from this paper. This was the third saying on the bottom, like these. So I cut them so that the saying and a little flower would show. And this one is Find Joy in the Journey. Another one of the sticky butterflies, and another one up there. And this is the second belly band. I just tucked it in here because I needed something there. These were scraps. Creativity thrives on courage. That was one of the cut aparts. I just used the last bit of this paper that I had out and put two of those flowers. I might put jemmies on there. And this was a scrap from that. And I just layered it. And this I embossed. This was it was this same blue paper as this, which is out of the paper pad. And I embossed it, and it was too long, so I kind of messed it up, but it was one of these little embossing folders, and it was this one. Fun Patterns, that's called, and it comes with this pattern and this pattern, and I used that one. But I got the deboss side on the blue. That's okay. I don't mind that because it was smooth enough that way to um, glue these down on it. And this is the center of the book. So all the rest is blank. So I still have half a book to do in the same pattern, and it's already a little chunky, and I'll probably just close it with an elastic band. I also didn't do the back on this, so you can see I covered up the stripes on the front with paper. I will probably just cover the whole back over to this line to be consistent with this. And I doubt I'll decorate the back. I'll just cover it with paper because it actually kind of got yucky anyway. So yeah, that's my project. I hope you enjoyed. I am way over my time. My apologies, Jamie. I will get better, I promise. So I hope you go check everyone else out. There are a lot of participants, I think, in this collab. I don't have the final list printed out here with me. But be sure to go check everyone else out. I'm sure they're amazingly creative people. And I'm trying to use my stash up. I do have a couple little hauls coming, but nothing big. Anyway, I was happy to use that paper pad, some of it, about however many sheets I pulled out in the beginning to show you. So yeah. All right, guys, have a wonderful week. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Hugs, love, and peace, Deb.